clear that on September 19th they would be facing in a battle for first place, game one of a series against the Astros, and that Astros team would not have a Yordan Alvarez on it, and of course no longer has Bregman and Tucker. It's a different era of that lineup. I think every Mariner fan would have signed up for that immediately, and so I think that's why there's such excitement for Mariner fans right now, because this is really what they envisioned the chance to do, and in so many ways. Isn't this fitting, right? It's now. Listen, I'm sure on some level the Mariner fans would say, "Oh, we'd love to win the division by 10 games and have it all wrapped up," and it's better that way, right? To have it all figured out. But come on, we love the drama. You to be able to go through, and if you're the Bulls of the early 90s, you had to go through the Pistons to get to where you were going. You had to beat your nemesis. And I think the way this has been scripted, this is baseball theater. This is exactly what Mariner fans would want. And again, if you want to be able to win the division, you've got to be able to win a late season series against your rival. It is all right there, and I cannot wait to see how the series plays out.
John, the pitching matchups couldn't have lined up better either.
Right.
Brian Wu, Hunter Brown in game one, and then Kirby and Gilbert, Valdez and Alexander. Looking past that a little bit, because we've kind of hyped this up so much, as you win this, you essentially win the division. But then you have this strange Rockies and Dodgers after. Could you see at some point MLB going to only finishing with division foes? Is that feasible? Is that possible? It just seems kind of strange. You have this massive series, and then you have stuff at the end of the year that doesn't really affect where you are in your respective league.
It's the quick answer is I think that the format is the way it's going to be. It is from a statistical standpoint, it's not possible at this juncture, just based on the way that the league is set up. Now, it will be possible if and when we get to a 32-team Major League Baseball. Then it becomes possible. Then you have either probably at that point 8 divisions of 4 teams, and then you can have the last week be all within your division. That's when you can do it. Not now, not with 30. We can't do it then. But in the future, yes, I like the idea. It is less of an issue than it was in the past. I recall one year the Tigers were trying to clinch a division title, and not only were they playing out of their division for the final series, they were playing interleague play on the road, which was of considerable consternation to the Victor Martinez dependent Tigers, who had it was wait a minute, we got Cabrera playing first. Victor's our DH, and now in the biggest games of the year, we can't have Victor Martinez in the lineup. So back then it was a real problem when there were different rules. Now at least it's all the same rules. I think that it's maybe not ideal, but it's perfectly suitable. And I would say this, the Mariner fans and the Mariners themselves, take the Rockies lightly at your own peril, because I have seen many a team that's out of it ruin the season of the team with everything to play for, because baseball, as we've talked about before, is the one sport you can't play better by playing harder. And we've got to work on that. And I think that is now the thing that the Mariners have to find a way to play still the same caliber of tense baseball, which, by the way, they did this week in KC. The Royals are, at this point in time, out of it. And so I really admire the way the Mariners are bringing that same effort every night, no matter who the competition is.
Boy, I tell you what, you mentioned how the great drama for this weekend and this race. We can't have that. We can't have them losing the series to the Colorado Rockies, man. You know what? I'll tell you what. I was on a 2-14 team. Not proud of it. Not proud of it, but we loved being the spoiler. And obviously it only happened twice. but you're right. And I think players that are on a bad team like that, I know that I wanted to make sure everybody in the league knew that I wasn't the reason why we were 2-14.
Right. So, I love that.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what you're going to get from the Rockies. So, I mean, shoot, that might – but I don't know. Do teams actually really let down or not appreciate how good their opponent is or anything? I don't know. I just think professionals don't do that. I think it's more of a thing for fans. But yeah, you bring up an interesting point there, because there's going to be plenty of focus in this Astros series, but maybe not so much.
Well, the one thing I'll add about the Rockies, and this is getting into the psychology of the athlete a little bit, which you're articulating very well. There is a lot of professional pride on the part of the Rockies, even as they've struggled this season. But remember this, that these are all great players. They're all great athletes in any sort of reasonable assessment of what a great ball player and athlete is. And they're going to step into T-Mobile. If you're a Rockies player and your game's now Coors Field, I want to praise Rocky fans because they've still shown up in very good numbers this year. If you look at the MLB standings, they are one of the better attended teams. They're comfortably in the top half, despite the fact that the team is bad. So big time credit to the fans of Denver. But there is nothing like, as we all know, when you're in a ballpark in September with something to play for and it's intense, and they're going to get, as an athlete, you're going to get a little excitement from just the atmosphere around you. You're going to play, you're going to feel, if you're a Rockies player, you're going to feel like you're playing in the playoffs for 3 days.
Yeah.
It's going to feel like that. And so I think it brings out even a better level of play in you. And also at the same time, not only are you benefiting from the atmosphere, but you do not have the same level of anxiety about all the things that are at stake, and oh my gosh, if I make a mistake, the season's over, whatever it might be. You don't have all those pressures that the Mariners have. So you're benefiting from all the good stuff, the atmosphere, without the tension that goes into trying to close out a division. So I think that's why sometimes you see teams that are out of it be very dangerous opponents late in the year. So you got to keep playing the schedule, which the Mariners know. Dan Wilson knows that. The Mariners know that. But I do think it becomes a very interesting phenomenon to observe as fans and as broadcasters.
JP, while you were doing post-game duties for Guardians Tigers, not sure if you saw a pretty consequential replay review that the Mariners did, where Dominic Canzone grounded out to second. Turned out the Mariners saw that, well, Michael Massey, the second baseman, had a foot on the outfield grass, so they reviewed it, and all of a sudden, he was granted first with the error. We haven't seen anything like that, I don't think, since that shift came into play, but what does that kind of say about all these little things that go into the makeup of a game, that the Mariners Major League Video Review guy sees that, points it out to Dan Wilson. They challenge that. Canzone, instead of grounding out, gets first base. The Mariners score a run because of that, and in a 2-0 game, it turns out to be a pretty impactful run.
Details. And this is where I love that. And by the way, huge credit to the Mariner video replay team. This is the time of year where no detail is too small. There are advanced scouts, and who knows if maybe on video the Mariners picked it up, that Massey would have a tendency to have a foot on the outfield grass at times. I don't know that to be true, but it's possible that was scouted previously where they were keeping an eye on that. That's number one. And number two, this is the time of year where any sort of little thing that you do, whether it's a tell about, okay, if I'm going to throw a breaking pitch, I bite my lip, and all of a sudden then okay, if he's biting his lip, look for a breaking ball. All those little tells. We have seen teams reduce their professional scouting staffs. The Twins were the most recent to do this, in lieu of now going to more video scouting. Especially this time of year, you need to have people who understand how to advance scout and look for little things. You talk about the Royals 10 years ago. They won the World Series because they knew that they could run on Lucas Duda. And Duda had his back turned. Hosmer took home, changed the whole World Series. They did the same thing in the ALCS. They ran on Bautista. He threw too high. They were able to score a run from first on a single. These are important things. And in every game right now, there were things being written down, I promise you, by Mariner scouts looking at other games that were being played to help them get ready for the playoffs. And it's those little things. And so big time credit to the Mariners video scouting staff and scouting staff in general to notice Massey's foot, be ready for it. And you never know. Wouldn't it be quite a thing, guys, if a World Series game ended on a video replay review for a foot on the outfield grass? It could happen. Well, it could happen.
I think whoever executes that, everybody's going to be happy. But I would think that the other teams would, and that was my first reaction was, leave it to the baseball nerds, and this is something that shouldn't be part of baseball. But I love it. I think it's awesome. It indicates that you're dialed in, and that everybody is, going the same direction. And this is one of the more fascinating things that I've seen in baseball. That replay and the fact that, and then, and I didn't realize it has to be the guy that makes the play. And then, you could have done it and gotten a ball, or you can wait until, he grounds out and then you get the first base. There's so many things about baseball that you have to constantly be on top of it. And I would say much more than football. I mean, I think football, like you said, you can play harder. There's lots of things. You can go up and smack a guy or whatever. But like in baseball, it's such a thinking man's game. And I was incredibly impressed by that whole thing. I thought it was really cool. Which normally I would have said, leave it to the nerds to find some way to get a guy on base. But I just so appreciate that.
And again, it's the reward of people who are detail oriented.
Yeah.
I think you're exactly right, Dave. That there's a commitment to no detail being too small.
Right.
And what I think is fascinating, and I don't have firsthand knowledge of this software necessarily helping teams with these identifications, but if you imagine applications as you're researching through AI, right? If you were going to be able to say, okay, all right, computer, with the benefit of AI, look at every time what's the correlation if when a pitcher comes set and he puts his left foot 5 inches in front of his right foot, does that correlate to that being a slider or that being a fastball? And if all of a sudden, if you can pick that stuff up, so that now if you could do that before the game, that's totally legal, totally good. And if you then give that information to your hitters and say, listen, if you see him come set this way, you're probably getting a slider. That's information. And that's the right way to do the advanced scouting and finding advantage. That's totally legal and totally cool. I just think we are next level now in how much information players get. And yet at the end of the day, the ball's coming at the hitter 100 miles an hour, and you still have to be able to do something with it. So it's not an easy thing to do, and though it certainly could be aided by all these different predictive analytics that teams that are really smart, it's a combination of the two. We can on some level credit the back of the house, the statistical analysts who have never played the game before, but at the end state, the guys with the dirt in their spikes have to be able to execute, or else the best advice in the world is for naught.
Yeah.
Hey, JP, how would you assess what Jorge Polanco has meant to this Mariners lineup this season?
It's a great topic, Mike, and I think that you got to look back to last year and what they thought they were getting from him last year, and then he just never was healthy enough to deliver. This is the player they believed they were getting. And then when you look at his contributions, where he can hit in the lineup, it just provides so much more length. His ability to hit around the middle of the lineup is what allows the Mariners to have such productive hitters in the 7th and 8th spots. And so that, it's a bat that obviously has impact on both sides. The power has been there. He's an athlete. You could tell that his teammates really enjoy playing with him. He's always had, I think, that reputation, even going back to Minnesota, of being a very exciting player. And he, I think, is going to be one of their more important players. He has postseason experience, not a lot of it, but some. And so I think for a lot of those reasons, he'll be one of the players that the Mariners look to. As much as you want to talk about, yes, the addition of Suarez is important. Naylor is important. But I think it was just getting the healthy return of someone who's been here since last year in Jorge Polanco that has really changed this lineup a lot. And honestly, you look at it 1 through 9, guys. Look at the Toronto Blue Jays right now. Bo Bichette is still out of the lineup. The Mariners might have right now the deepest 1 through 9 lineup in terms of how they're clicking right now among all the contending teams in the American League. And I did not think I was going to say that, but right now, it's all about right now how you look. I'm not talking about how many home runs Aaron Judge has hit all season long. It's how is the lineup functioning today. And today, I like the look of the Seattle Mariners.
So you're saying they're going to win the series, JP?
Yeah, I've got the Mariners winning 2 out of 3. But I tell you what,
okay.
This game tonight, man, is going to be a lot of fun. Or this game on Friday, I mean.
Yeah.
But when you think about Wu and Brown, I mean, those are 2 aces. I mean, they're both going to get Cy Young votes, I think, in terms of top 5. They'll be on some ballots, and man, and the thing is that I like about both of them is that not only are they really talented pitchers who are fun to watch, they have both delivered massive performances for their teams, and for me this year have both at very young ages earned the title of big game pitcher.
Yeah.
So you've got this is Schilling facing Clemens. These are the matchups that you talk about that I think are so much fun to watch in a big game setting. And what a weekend of baseball we've got ahead of us.
Yep.
Well, JP, couldn't let you get out of here without once again bringing up that AL MVP topic that is so
Yes.
polarizing depending on which part of the country you are on. And at one point it looked like, well, Cal with a little bit of a slump, he had not done enough, that Aaron Judge, those pure numbers would be the carrying force. And now all of a sudden, those milestones start to fall for Cal Raleigh, 55, 56. So sitting here right now, is there something you think that Cal needs to do to almost solidify the award? Do you think he has a shot? Where would you kind of sum up this MVP race right now?
Yeah, Mike, it's a fun question, and I certainly think over the last week or 10 days there's been some more momentum on Cal's side. He's doing things that have never been done before, and historic greatness has been an element that often has helped MVP cases. What I would say is this. At this juncture, obviously he could still accumulate some more homers and RBIs in the next week or so, week or 10 days, that will improve his case. But from an overall standpoint, the numbers are basically what they're going to be. He's not going to all of a sudden overtake Judge in OPS in the next 10 days. I don't think so, at least. But honestly, probably at this moment in time, the thing that could make the biggest impact is the Mariners winning the division. Now, people could argue with me and say, that shouldn't matter. Well, all I can say is it's mattered to me when I voted. It is not the sole determining factor. I'll make that clear. But the team's success is contextualized in the overall performance of the player. And you have as part of that, the still, I believe, unquantifiable value of a great catcher. It's the one position that I feel like on the field we have never been able to fully capture with a number what a great catcher does. And Cal Raleigh is a great catcher. So I think he's improved his stock. And honestly, if you were to ask me what matters more in the minds of voters, I think it would be just as important for the Mariners to win the American League West as for Cal Raleigh to hit 4 more home runs. That may sound completely antithetical to everything that we've ever believed about voting on awards, but as someone that's voted for this award before, I believe it matters. And so I guess the advice to Cal Raleigh is hit 4 more homers and win the division, and then your chances will probably dramatically improve.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And John, by the time you join us again, we might have a division crown to talk about. We might have a potential clinching night to talk about. Final week of the regular season coming up next week.
Oh.
Cannot wait. 9 games left in the regular season. JP, thanks for joining us today. Been a lot of fun.
I can't wait. This is the best time of year, and very much look forward to our conversation next week.
Yes,
Thanks,
thanks
JP.
again. All right, thanks, John. That is our MLB Network insider, John Morosi. Always brings some terrific stuff.
You can
there.
tell he truly is. He wishes us well. He thinks. Well, I don't know what he thinks. If he really thinks we're going to take this series, but you can tell that he loves the excitement that we bring for him.
Yeah,
every
and
day.
that probably the Mariners are bringing as well right now. Maybe more than just us. But you're right. Out of all the shows he comes on, we're his favorite.
When
I'll
he
go out
says
and say
I'm
that.
happy for you, he truly means
He
it.
does. Yes, you're right. He does. Always a thrill talking to John Morosi. Always a good time there, especially because, he has that fun open where he kind of called you out about the lack of waiting.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's always worked out. That was a rule change, too, that went into effect along with the shift there in 2023.
Yeah.
So big rule changes there. We can talk about that a little bit later as well. We'll get back to that key video replay review in a little bit, but we have to talk about the situation that awaits on Sunday. It's the Seahawks and the Saints, and you look at the Saints team, and all right, on paper, they're 0-2, might not really look promising or threatening, but
Or blow your skirt
or
up.
blow,
Mike, is
okay,
what you're
thank you.
saying.
You summed up better than I could.
Yeah.
They might not blow your skirt up, but there are some things to watch out for, including one guy who just menaces the Seahawks. We will talk about that when we come back right here on your home for the Mariners playoff push, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passett with Brock and Salk.
This is what we've been waiting for, right? This team getting hot at the right time. And the way the Mariners are playing right now, who am I to suggest they can't do anything, right? Like, they're just on the kind of heater right now. I'm really glad for Mariners fans. They're trending toward what could be a very memorable October.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
It is that time of year. I cannot wait for the weather to get warm like it is now on consecutive days. That means I can break the motorcycle out, ride to work, ride all over the place, and I love it more than just about anything. But I also know that it's not a matter of if, but when you get in an accident, what are you going to do? Well, I'll tell you, when you're injured in a motorcycle crash, don't settle for firms that say they're motorcycle lawyers. Trust the ones who live it. Law Tigers has been a part of the writing community for nearly 25 years nationwide. They're here 24/7, 365 days a year because writers deserve real support when they need it. Law Tigers is the resource writers can turn to when they are in need. Law Tigers is out at all the events and supporting all clubs and shops. The Law Tigers are always by your side. Your case evaluation is always free. There are no fees until your case settles. The Law Tigers, you never ride alone. Law Tigers, Washington's motorcycle lawyers. Jimmy Cook, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bail Arm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bailarm.com today.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service.
Really?
Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 10/21/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of 1 unlimited intro line applied via 12 monthly internet bill credits. 1 discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data and service series. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Q1 to Q2 2025.
Open enrollment for Medicare is coming up. Are you ready? Herb Weisbaum, the consumer man here. Get organized early with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit from the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Order your free copy today at insurance.wa.gov.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
The fall, well, it's a great time to reset your workouts on new stuff, and Top Fitness has some great deals going on right now. Hey, Brock Hewitt here, and you've heard me talk about working out in your home gym. It's the best. From flooring to everything that goes in that gym, like treadmills, ellipticals, and strength training systems, well, Top Fitness provides it all. Top Fitness represents the very best brands available, like Washington's own Precor, yes, the company that created the elliptical, and Inspire Fitness, the leader in strength training machines, along with so many others. Give Top Fitness your room dimensions right now, and you know what? They'll do the rest. They'll do a complete fitness room design. And right now, get 0% interest financing. Mention you heard it from me and receive an additional $100 off any new treadmill or home gym. It's no secret that everyone, from personal trainers to professional athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness has locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit them online at topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Wyman and Bob. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Seahawks Saints coming up on Sunday. Mike Lefko and Dave Wyman here with you on Wyman and Bob. Dave, there are some concerning injuries for the Seahawks that have kind of popped up. Second straight day that you don't have Julian Love or Devin Witherspoon or Nicky Manwari or Zach Charbonnet. So Charbonnet, all right, that's unfortunate, but Ken Walker showed that, he can handle the workload, I guess, after last week. All those defensive injuries really kind of worry me, especially when you look at a guy in Alvin Kamara, who I learned how to pronounce his name today.
You sure
before
it's
we
Kamara?
came on the air.
You sure it's not Kamara?
I'm positive it's Kamara because I was a Kamara guy, but now I've learned that the error of my ways, it is Kamara. Either way, 1, 2, whatever you want to pronounce his name in a different variety of ways, he's been like 3 guys out there on the field against the Seahawks. This man, in 3 career games against them, just goes absolutely nuts. Yeah. There are like 18 different scouting services and accounts that tweet out interesting NFL stats, but one of them, Front Office NFL, broke it down that Alvin Kamara is averaging 178 scrimmage yards in his 3 career games against the Seahawks. It's going to be a dangerous man to try to stop on Sunday.
I know. I'm looking at the matchup. So I talked to Bobby Hebert yesterday in New Orleans. All he did was pepper me with questions about the Seahawks, so I didn't get a chance to talk to him about the Saints. But, yeah, we've lost the last 4. Is that right?
Yeah.
And the last one being 2022. The one I remember about Kamara.
Or Mara.
I think it's Mara. I do. Text in what you think. Who's right? 866-979-3776.
Your Bible, your website of reference says Kamara.
I thought it said Kamara. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Take another look.
This is the
there,
argument
Mike.
we had because I thought it was Kamara.
Well, either way, I remember him in 2019 coming in here.
Let's get Matt's input on this as well.
And
Which one did Lefko think it is?
Yeah.
Go opposite.
All right.
Exactly.
K-U-H dash, in all caps, M-A-I-R dash
Mayor.
U-H. Yeah.
It's Mayor.
Yeah. And you said
Kamara?
Yeah,
You said Kamara.
No, you said Kamara.
You said camera.
I did not say camera. All right, we've gotten fully off the rails here.
He is good for 170 yards.
Speaking of old things,
all-purpose, by the way.
I don't know.
Do we want to hear a robotic Google voice pronounce it?
Do you want? Oh. Well, how accurate are they? I don't
do.
trust the machines.
Yes, we do.
Alvin Kamara.
No, that's wrong.
Kamara.
You only played that because you knew it was what I didn't say.
No, I played it because Google said it, and I believe Google.
No, I don't trust the machines.
Over Lefko? Yeah.
Look at Pro Football Reference.
Alvin Kamara.
No, have them play it from Pro Football Reference. All right, hey, call
Thank
your
you, Matt.
guy
You're very valuable to the show.
Call
I really
call
appreciate it.
Hebert
And
up.
to my sanity.
Yeah.
So anyway, 170
Actually,
yards.
ask Rabel on
all-purpose.
Sunday because he has to say his name correctly.
All right. Well, we'll see. You know what? Always what happens, somebody from their PR department comes into our booth before the game and says, hey, guys, how are we doing with pronunciations? And I'll ask him. And I'll say, there's this idiot that I work with. No, I wouldn't say that, Mike. But anyway, yeah, I mean.
And then I'll blame Charlie Furbush because I thought it was Kamara too. And he said Kamara. And now he's right.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody knows ball like Charlie. But yeah, I mean, what I said to you is when I'm looking at New Orleans, it's not so much about the X's and O's, but the Jimmies and Joes, as they say. But they have some really good players. I mean, Kamara is playing really well. They got Juwan Johnson at tight end that's had 20 targets, 13 receptions. He's got like a 9-yard average. And, of course, they have Chris Olave, and that Shaheed kid is really good. But the one guy I think that has really kind of killed the Seahawks and on defense, on the defensive side, is Demario Davis. That guy is 20 tackles, 2 for loss right now, fumble recovery in 2 games. He's been playing for 14 years. So, he reminded me of is Carlos Dansby. Carlos Dansby with the Arizona Cardinals is a guy that played 14 years. He had 193 starts in 212 games over 14 years. 6 interceptions for touchdown, Carlos Dansby. But Demario Davis has similar numbers if you look at not those touchdowns, but he's got 198 starts in 212 games. The guy has missed like 1 game in his entire 14-year career, and he's still getting it done. So he's a big, tackling linebacker that will hit you. Like I said, he's got 20 tackles in 2 games, 2 for loss. He is really a good player, and he's just one of those guys that you can rely on every single time. So anyway, I mean, you point out all these different good players that they have. If they all play together and the Seahawks don't play well, these guys they'll beat you like they have the last 4 times we've met them.
What about if Devin Witherspoon can't play? Because I know Mike McDonald earlier in the week said, with Witherspoon, he might be okay playing him in the game if he doesn't practice. Now, with Nicky Manwari as a rookie, said no, absolutely not. So now we're looking here, and Witherspoon hasn't practiced yet. He didn't practice yesterday, did not practice today. So there's only one more day where you can put that injury report out there. If he doesn't practice, perhaps highly unlikely he plays. We saw Darian Kendrick perform admirably against the Steelers, but with some of those weapons that it seems like the Saints have that maybe the Steelers didn't in terms of versatility, who do you see needing to have a big game? Is it Kendrick again? Other guys? Because maybe no Julian Love either for the Seahawks defense.
Yeah, I think Julian Love's gonna find a way to play. I saw him after the game, and a lot of times you can tell their demeanor after a game, and he seemed fine. So I think that's just. I mean, he's a veteran, so I think they're holding him out. Wyman Bob, I mean, he's not somebody that they have relied on. I mean, he made 1 play in the San Francisco game, so I don't worry so much about that. But the Spoon one is definitely that guy will make a play for you that is going to affect the game at least once. I mean, you see now whether they win or not, but like in the moment, he'll get a big hit. He'll knock a pass down. He'll get an interception. He'll get a sack. So that's a guy that you're truly going to miss. Even Worry, he made 1 play and then he got hurt, and so I don't think it's necessarily such a. It won't be anything tragic if he doesn't play. We all want to see him, and that's the thing that hurts is that you want to see this kid is so versatile, and he could play linebacker, safety, maybe even out on the outside a little bit, and we just haven't got a chance to see him yet. But Spoon's the one I really worry about, and he's a good matchup on a guy like Alvin Kamara, because Kamara's a big guy, but he a lot bigger than Spoon is, but Spoon is a great tackler for his size. So he's just so versatile. Just love to see him back out there. But to your point, I mean, they played well. Their D-line up front, that's where it's all getting done. And a lot of people have been talking about the number of pressures and everything. And, and they finally got some sacks last week, but they have been allowing this defense to just rush 4 and drop 7. So that's the good news of what's going on with their D line right now. So I'd be more worried about if it was defensive linemen that it was instead of Spoon it was Big Cat, or instead of Eamon Worry it was Jaron Reed. So I think that's the thing that would worry me the most. So I'm okay with it, but you're always going to miss a guy like Spoon, no matter what.
Yeah, just to update on those injuries. So Devin Witherspoon, it's a knee. He hasn't participated the last 2 days. Julian Love, that was kind of the new one that popped up after the game that we learned about yesterday. Hamstring injury. So he didn't participate today. Eamon Worry, obviously we knew about that, the ankle. And then Zach Charbonnet, the other new one with the foot. So something to monitor on that. Yeah, I hear you guys whispering and mumbling along there. So are you going to try to say I'm wrong again, Matt?
What do we have?
Well, I've got about as definitive a proof as I think we can get. NFL Network's Kyle Brandt asked Alvin
Jay
directly.
doesn't like him.
what it is.
Camara or Kamara?
I say Camara.
You say Camara.
Yeah, I say
I've been
Kamara.
saying Camara.
Yes!
Russell Wilson and Ciara said Kamara.
Yeah, it's all good. It's just how it rolls off your tongue, how the A rolls off your
But
tongue.
I want this official. Alvin Kamara says it is Kamara.
Yes.
There we go.
I'm not
Alvin
happy about
Kamara
it,
says it's Kamara.
But it's what the man says his name is.
That's good work, Matt. Thank you. You've been a big help to the show.
You know what, Matt? When you said you had something, I was
Oh, I know,
excited.
yeah.
I can't believe that you came down on the side of Lefko.
It's not the side.
You could have just,
It's
you
the
coulda
side
just
of
buried
truth.
it. You could have buried it.
That's
No
the man
one-
himself, Alvin Kamara.
No one is more disappointed than I am, but truth comes first.
Okay, I see.
Thank you.
You
Good
have your
work, man.
standards.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
Congratulations
The
to you,
biggest
Lefko.
question around the Seahawks-Saints matchup has been answered, and it's the pronunciation
There we go.
of their running back. We'll come back and talk about one of the most underrated, perhaps, and consequential plays of this Mariners win over the Royals. It was a video review, a replay. We hadn't seen this.
Yeah.
It had been the first time it's happened in baseball since the new shift rules went into place. We'll talk about that, the impact it had on the Mariners win. That's when we come back here on your home for the first place Mariners, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
I will say this too, Saul. You're right on baseball a lot,
Brock and Salk.
but I think you're wrong on something.
Morning 6 to 10.
Are you willing to listen and take some constructive feedback and criticism?
Maybe.
Your thought that anybody can play first base. Josh Naylor's first base is different, bro.
Yeah.
His ability to pick anything and everything thrown his way. Everything. And he's had to do it in some clutch moments, in some big moments.
Brock and Salk. Morning 6 to 10. Only on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman for Swedish Cyberknife, and September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and on average, 1 in 8 men in the U.S. will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during their lifetime. And many treatments are available, especially locally, but I recently spoke with someone who underwent treatment for prostate cancer in February. Tim Hunter, a lifelong local radio host, and Tim underwent Swedish Cyberknife treatment right after the Super Bowl last year, and it was literally a week is all it took. It was 5 days in a row, with each session lasting less than an hour, and he chose Swedish Cyberknife because of only 5 days of treatment versus several months with the other treatments that he was offered. On top of that, Swedish Cyberknife had by far the least interruption to his daily life. No surgery, no catheter, and the recovery was incredibly quick. And Tim heard about the Cyberknife treatment from our radio commercials right here on this show, just like you are hearing right now. So if you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. And remember, you don't need a physician's referral. Again, that's swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Luxury has arrived at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. The hotel is open and you can book now at snocasino.com. The destination spa, the expanded non-smoking gaming floor, the big 2,000-seat entertainment space and convention center, and yeah, the new restaurants, food venues as well. Effortless style and the utmost in relaxation. Go to snocasino.com to book. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Molly Hatchet is bringing their iconic Southern Rock to the Event Center at Silver Reef Casino Resort on Saturday, September 27th. Prepare for an unforgettable night of hits like Flirtin' with Disaster and Gator Country. Mark your calendars for Saturday, September 27th. Tickets are on sale now and start at just $30. Don't miss your chance to see Molly Hatchet at Silver Reef Casino Resort. Get your tickets today at silverreefcasino.com.
If you've been considering upgrading your siding, now is the perfect time. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. In the Pacific Northwest, moisture is the enemy. Old failing siding leads to hidden water damage, rot, and mold. State Roofing and Exteriors is a James Hardy preferred contractor with over 55 years of siding expertise. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your siding inspection today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
Tracy Rost here. It's time to recognize a woman in our sports community with the 2025 Women of Inspiration Award. The nominations are in, and the Seattle chapter of WISE, which stands for Women in Sports and Events, needs your help selecting a winner. Voting is open now until September 26th at woiseattle.org. The winner will receive a generous cash donation from WISE and their partners for the cause of their choice. Help honor a local woman today. Vote by September 26th at woiseattle.org.
Hi, Seahawks fans. Steve Rabel here for Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. Lung cancer is one of the deadliest cancers in the U.S., but early detection can make all the difference. If you're over 55 and have a history of smoking or a family history of lung cancer, you may qualify for a life-saving screening. So join us at Seahawks Crucial Catch Game on October 20th. Virginia Mason Franciscan Health will be offering lung cancer screenings before the game. Spots are limited, so check out vmfh.org/Seahawks to see if you qualify today.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Dave, I've watched a lot of baseball.
Yes, you have.
A lot of Mariners baseball over the last few years, and I don't think I've ever seen nor heard in postgame a major league video replay coordinator get interviewed and become such a focal part of the game. Yet that's what happened in this game, where Andy Bissell, the Mariners major league replay coordinator, in the 8th inning, motioned down to Dan Wilson and said, hey, look at something. And after kind of a routine ground out, we were like, hey, what's going on? Turns out there was a violation at foot. Here, we'll kind of break it down if you didn't hear it. It is.
Did you say there was a violation afoot?
Oh, I didn't even plan that. That's good.
Very nicely done, Mike.
Let's
just go ahead and pretend that you said that.
I am going to pretend I did that on purpose. For all you know, I did. So, yes, thank you, Dave. I did do that on purpose. But we'll let Gary and Rick kind of talk through it as they kind of unpacked what happened on the broadcast and then discuss kind of that play, what happened, and then Andy Bissell talked about it as well, what led to it. But yeah, 8th inning, Mariners only up 1-0, and this turned out to be a huge turning point in the game.
1-1 the count on Canzone. Kolek from the stretch, and the right-hander delivers. Swinging a hard ground ball, but right to the second baseman, Massey. Gobbles it up. He throws the first in time to get Canzone for the second out of the inning.
Dan Wilson's asking the third base umpire, I think, to go to talk to Kolek about something? Oh, the Mariners are challenging the position of the infielder on the grass. They're checking to see if there was a violation.
They're showing Massey.
Oh, yes.
Massey's
his foot's
feet
on the grass.
Yeah. So Andy Bissell, and the ball was hit to him. He took a drop step back when he got that ground ball. He started, though, with his heels on the grass. Andy Bissell had to take a look at it and say, challenge it. Here we go.
After review, we determined the infielder was on the outfield grass. The batter will be awarded first base.
Wow. The Mariners win this challenge for the very first time. The infielders have to have both feet on the dirt, and Dan Wilson wins it. So that means Dom Canzone will be awarded first base. That is one of the strangest challenges we've seen.
And Dave, right after that, Victor Robles was the pinch
booze.
runner. And Kolek, who was absolutely rolling, he had gotten the second out of the 8th, or so he thought. Instead, just 1 out. He's done after that. Didn't face another batter because of that long delay, because, his momentum was broken up. So I think it's safe to say that play and that challenge fundamentally changed how this game played out at the end.
Yeah, well, and I heard you and Charlie talking about it on the postgame, and, you brought up the point that it was already 1-0. It's not like it won the game for you, but like you said, it entirely changed the way you played. Right? And so including, pulling your pitcher at that point. I was very fascinated by that. And I thought the guys and you, Mike, in the postgame show did a really good job of like explaining it. And, and the other thing I had forgotten about is that, it has to be the player that makes the play. So, because I thought it was just, maybe it was the first base or the second baseman or whatever, and it has to be whoever makes the play. And then also, I think you can challenge it at a certain point where you just get a ball.
No, that used to be the rule.
Oh,
and so it
now
wouldn't even
it's
have been
changed
as consequential.
to that.
Yeah, and that part just changed before this season.
Right.
So
just before this season.
Yeah, just before the season. So you really wouldn't, in a situation, ever do that. I mean, I guess if the guy had grounded out and you want him to still be batting, but it's not as punitive as it turned out to be for the Royals, or not as impactful where, all right, had it been the old rule and the Mariners challenged that, all right, it's just like ball 2 instead of a ground out from Canzone.
Right.
So, yeah, Bissell kind of explained that. Andy Bissell, and then that's what we're joking about, that you're interviewing as part of your post-game interview this key coach who didn't play in the game, but he's the Major League Video Review guy, and he explained how he saw something to challenge in that situation.
Yeah, it's something we look for all the time. Honestly, it's usually the second baseman. Just depends on where the cameras are pointing, and I kind of saw it earlier in the game. There was a few where he was getting close, and a few where he was in the grass, and the ball just wasn't hit to him. So it just happened to be 2 pitches before I called Lou and I said, hey, if the ball's hit to Massey, like, give me a call. Like, we're going to challenge it probably. And so, sure enough, Canzone hit the ball to him, and there was just enough evidence to show that his heel was in the grass.
Yeah, I mean, you could hear the boos and everything, and I can understand where people would be like, I mean, if let's say the Astros had done that to us.
Of course.
Mariner fans
we'd be furious.
Man, it would they'd be beside themselves. So, but I don't know, it's very cool. You're paying attention. It's something that's allowed. It's in the rules. So, yeah, I mean, I loved that. And, and obviously it's because it worked in our favor, but also just, it feels like everybody is just so dialed in. It made me really respect Dan Wilson a lot more because, he's listening to those kinds of things. Mm-hmm. He's pretty much the guy that coordinates everything. And I remember Charlie talking about in the postgame with Shannon, bringing up maybe AL Manager of the Year for Dan Wilson. And I hadn't really heard anybody ask that question, but it could play out. That could be something that, Cal could get MVP because of the playoff push that they're making, especially if they're able to win these last few series. So, but it felt so good knowing that the entire organization, everybody that has anything to do with winning baseball games is dialed in. So yeah, it was just, and Dan listening to those guys and kind of setting everything up. And I'm probably to them, it's like, well, of course we do that. That's what we do, and everything. But like for all the the fans and the listeners and the people watching the game, it's just kind of cool to know that like you have this whole big network of people supporting you and trying to get you runs and trying to get you wins.
And how locked in everyone is. And as John Morosi told us, that little details like that, especially when there's so much on the line, and when you're getting down to every single game matters, and then you get to the playoffs, and one turn of event like that could change a game, which could then affect a series, which then maybe ends your season or keeps your season going. Yeah. That details can make the difference between a World Series winning team and a team that loses in the first round of the playoffs. He gave those examples about the Royals and kind of that scouting, or things like Andy Bissell said there, where it's something they had noticed with Michael Massey, just kind of straying back there. Every infielder knows you start with both feet on the infield. You can't be on the grass, so everyone knows that by now, and that's why it's never really an issue. But just kind of casually catching that maybe subconsciously he drifts back a little bit, and his heel incidentally catches that grass, which is not allowed, to notice that, to wait for that moment, and then to pull the trigger in that moment of saying, hey, we are going to call down here. We are going to do this review right now. and it happened in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, and you see all of these people that, travel with the team and everything, like, what's that guy do? I wonder what that guy does. And it just seems like everybody has a purpose. And, it's just awesome. I love that. I feel like it's like a harbinger of good things to come. Like I said, they're all dialed in, and, it just seems like you're getting, getting runs, getting offense, the pitching, everything from all these different places. And, like Dom Canzone.
Yeah.
Did he go 5 for 5
on the first night of the series?
Yeah, and three home runs. I mean, you're getting, the best out of everybody at the perfect time.
Well, speaking of the best, how about the guy that is now tied with Ken Griffey Jr. for the most home runs in a season ever in Mariners history? The latest edition of the Cal Raleigh Show featuring fan-submitted questions comes your way next. Here on the home for the Mariners playoff push, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passett with Brock and Salk.
This is what we've been waiting for, right? This team getting hot at the right time.
In the way the Mariners are playing right now, who am I to suggest they can't do anything, right? Like, they're just on the kind of heater right now. I'm really glad for Mariners fans. They're trending toward what could be a very memorable October.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at PCF Construction. It was a couple years ago. We were seeking a complete outdoor living space. Molly wanted a new deck. She wanted to really make our outdoor space pop. And boy, am I glad we called PCF. Why? Because whether it's a very specific project or outdoor living, like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you completely covered. Molly's an interior designer. She knows construction. She knows attention to detail. And PCF, they checked every single box along the way. And right now is the time to make the call. Up to $6,000 off your project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. And you can save an extra $1,500 when you bundle your deck with a patio cover. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or simply call today at 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, pcfgroup.com.
Constipation with belly pain that keeps coming back and back and back. If your symptoms keep coming back, talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C. Linzess could help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time, like car wash. Right now, you can save 20% on the Armor All Complete Car Wash Kit. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Guardians earlier today completed the sweep of the Tigers, so Detroit is now just one game in front of the Mariners for the number 2 seed in the American League. M's began a massive series tomorrow evening in Houston, 5:10 first pitch. Pregame coverage begins right here on Seattle Sports at 4 o'clock. The Dodgers announced today that Clayton Kershaw will retire after the season. He'll make his final home start tomorrow night. And for the Seahawks, looking into Sunday, same 4 who didn't practice yesterday also didn't practice today. So no Zach Charbonnet, Nicky Manwari, Julian Love, or Devin Witherspoon out at practice today for the Seahawks.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Mike Lefko and Dave Wyman with you here on Wyman and Bob. Quite a week for Cal Raleigh. Home run 55, home run number 56. Now, when they taped this show, the Cal Raleigh show was taped before the game yesterday, so the Mariners were still in the midst of that win streak. They had won 10 in a row, but still a lot going on with Cal. And in this edition of the Cal Raleigh show, fan-submitted questions. So a lot to tune into. Here it is, the latest edition of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh show.
Here's the line of the pitch to Cal, swinging a drive, way out of here to right field.
This is the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Goodbye, baseball. More history for Cal Raleigh.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians on Seattle Sports. Thursday afternoons all season long on Wyman and Bob.
Swung on and crushed. Number 40 is long gone.
It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show. Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians. With Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
Well, Cal, it's hard to believe that we are less than 2 weeks before the end of the season. And we're taping this coming off the 10th straight win. And I think it's probably not the toughest question in the world, but really want to hear, vibe check. How is that clubhouse right now?
It's good. Never heard of a bad clubhouse after a 10-game winning streak, so, like I said last night, we're not satisfied. We're still hungry. We still want to keep going. We got a job to do. Nothing's, guaranteed. Nothing's finished yet, so we got to go out there and finish these last couple of weeks strong.
How much is this just kind of feeding off itself? Success breeds success.
Yeah, it's like anything, right? It's contagious, so, throwing the ball well, hitting the ball well, just gotta keep it rolling. We gotta keep that energy up. It's not gonna always be easy. We're gonna have some tough games here on this road trip and the homestand. So we're playing some good teams, and we know we have to keep bringing the energy every night.
There were some numbers, and I know you're probably not too interested in them, but just to let you know where you're at. In a 10-game win streak, the Mariners have had more home runs, struck out more, I think scored more runs in that time than anybody else in baseball history. It's a heck of a run. Sometimes it's all grouped up. There are a couple of games where a lot of those runs are, but when you take a look at what you've been able to do as a complete team, what stands out for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we're putting the pressure on people from inning number one, getting guys on base. Last night we came out strong, punched them in the mouth in the first inning. We were able to get some more runners on, keep the pressure on, and limit damage, on the defense side of the ball, with our pitching and defense. So it's kind of a recipe for success right there in itself. And like I said, just got to keep it rolling, keep going. It's going to be challenging the last couple of weeks, but we gotta finish strong.
What do you see? A lot of people say we've got to go out there and take it, and that's a mentality as well. What do you see in that kind of mentality?
Yeah, just not being satisfied with ourselves, with where we're at. Obviously, it's great that we're playing good baseball and the vibes are high, and there's a lot of good things coming, but it's also understanding that we have a tough road ahead, and the job's not finished yet. It's about going out there and finishing the job and leaving nothing up for I don't know what the word would be for
let
for
anything
chance,
get by.
for chance.
Chance.
There you go.
Very
Nothing
good.
up for chance. So.
Talk to me about that bullpen. I think that's probably, there's so many things that stood out, but on the homestand, it was no walks or no earned runs. And it seemed like it flipped on a dime. How did that happen?
Yeah, they're just, they're in a good rhythm right now. They're throwing the ball well, going out, and usually it's never as complicated as we want to make it to be. It's usually a good recipe of going out and getting strike one, and and challenging the hitters. I think that's kind of what our pitchers have been kind of based on over the past few years. Just go out there, and when you're not allowing free bases and you're challenging hitters in the strike zone and getting in good counts, then you're going to be in a pretty good spot, for the most part as a pitcher. So,
what's the equivalent on the hitting side?
On the hitting side, it's going out there and competing every night, and it's kind of the same thing, getting in good counts and putting pressure on the other team. That's putting the ball in play. That's getting runners on base, and having them worry about it's a lot of things. But I think ultimately it's just putting the pressure on the other team. And when you got 9 guys in the lineup who are having tough at bats and can run bases and can hurt you in multiple ways, it makes it really tough for an opposing team to game plan. And like I said, with our lineup being really deep as it is, it's important for us to continue to have those good at bats.
Who are the unsung heroes for you on this team? One from the pitching side and one from the offensive side?
Man, I can sit here and name so many guys. There's just been so many players this year that have contributed and have really, had a lot of success for themselves and for our team. Off the top of my head, I look at the bullpen. I look at a guy like, Eduardo Bizardo, guy who's just been nails, for a guy who was, kind of a down game pitcher, a guy who wasn't, getting those innings that he probably wanted to get. And, all he's done this year is go out and get outs, and he's taken the ball every single time he's been asked to. And that's a really good teammate. So, and he's been really good this year. Just somebody that we've relied on. We really needed somebody like that, and he stepped into a huge role for us in the bullpen. And it's been really, really huge. And then as far as from the hitting side, you can look at so many guys. So many guys have contributed. A guy that sticks out is obviously Jorge Polanco. I don't want to say it's an underrated, but because he's having a great year. He's got close to 30 homers. He's a doubles machine right now, and somebody who is seeing the ball really well right now, and is a threat from both sides of the plate. Especially after coming off, a bunch of injuries. So I'm happy to see him having success and see him healthy again.
Can you break him down offensively for me?
Yeah, the guy, he has a really good short, compact swing. You know, you don't see a big loop in his swing. You know, he's not really trying. Doesn't look like he's trying to hit home runs. He's trying to hit line drives throughout all fields. So somebody that can hit the ball, you know, really well in the gaps. You know, and like I said, being a switch hitter is huge. And he's kind of behind the 8-ball earlier in the year, being injured, and still nursing an injury. So, but like I said, just a good guy that, you know, puts a lot of hard contact on balls in the gap, and you know, like I said, doubles machine.
He seems like his heartbeat is about as even as anybody's gets out there.
Yeah, I mean, he's a veteran. I mean, he's been around for a long time. He's been an all-star. He's been somebody who's been very good in this game for a long time, and that's kind of the downside of injuries, right? You know, the injuries, you know, catch up with everybody, and they can really hurt, especially when you're not getting continuous playing time. And it's a really hard thing to go through. But you know, I commend him for you know, going out there, getting healthy, and you know, we're seeing a Polo that's, you know, really helping this team out right now.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun to watch when he steps to the plate, and I think those things that you talk about are the things that Dan Wilson talks about quite a bit, you know, using the whole field, and we hear it, but with him, you see it pretty consistently. That's his game.
Yeah.
You spoke quite a bit about the team playing loose and playing free a couple of days ago, and you also mentioned that you have to let go of things and you can't micromanage. What are some of the things that you can let go of in micromanaging, and what effect does that have?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, it's baseball. You know, you can't control results. You know, you can't control wins and losses. All you can control is, you know, how well you play, and you know, getting yourself prepared every single day. And there's something to it, you know, when it comes to preparing yourself and controlling, you know, all right, how well am I playing right now? Can I control my, you know, my process? Can I control these things? And the rest of it is, you know, just go out there and play, you know, let it rip. You know, at the end of the day, this is a game, and it's supposed to be fun, and you can't play tight, you can't play tense, you got to play loose, you got to play free, and you got to be able to trust yourself. I mean, you can't go out there, and we've all been through it, you know, even myself, you know, you can't go out there gripping the bat super tight, white knuckles, or trying to throw every pitch as hard as you can, make it depend, you know, feels like it's life and death. And you know, you're always better when you're loose, when you're free. Your muscles move better, your body moves better, and it's just better for everybody else. You know, it's a good feeling in the clubhouse when guys are going out there and just trusting themselves and letting it rip, and whatever happens, happens.
And everybody's let go. They're all there right now, you think?
I mean, no,
Okay,
not.
no.
I mean, no. I mean, I think you.
It's not
I
just
don't think
smooth sailing the rest of the way.
You'll never see a team that's got the 27, 28 guys completely clicking the way they want to. I mean,
Yeah.
it's how it goes. Some guys are, you know, going to be swinging well. Some guys aren't. Some guys are going to be pitching how they want. Some guys aren't. But that's baseball. I mean, there's no team in baseball that is. You know, it's how it is. I mean, you might find two at the end of the year in the World Series, maybe, and that's maybe. That's not even a guarantee. So, but the clubhouse is good. You know, the vibes are good. Guys are, like I said, playing loose and free, and you know, for the most part, and you just got to keep it rolling. So.
Yeah, good time for that all to be happening right now. Off days, this time of the year, you've got them now. You finally got some Mondays off. What does that do for the club?
It just, you know, it gives the guys a little bit of a breather, especially the bullpen. I think that's the big one to me is, you know, those guys they go through a lot. They get used a lot. They're, you know, and not to say just them, it's everybody who's in the big leagues. You know, it's been a long season, and they've been used a lot, and they've been asked to do a lot as well. So you know, I think it's a really big help for them to just get a day of not throwing, to ease their minds, rest their body a little bit. And I mean, that's everybody in general, but you know, especially for the bullpen, you know, those guys work really hard down there.
Yeah, they do. It's been great to watch, and yeah, we all need that day every now and then. Hey, I got a few listener, reader, online questions. Are you willing to take a few today?
Sure.
You're in a spot where you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You could run off if you wanted to. Since I don't have my handy dandy crew and the clipboard, we're going glasses because I am as blind as an umpire. So we are going to do it that way. Had a lot of questions about this. Last night, you got hit in the neck, and you never show anything. You were clearly in some pain last night. My question, and then I'll get to the listener's question, I mean, where did that rank on hits this year for you?
I mean, getting hit in the neck's never very fun, so, yeah, it won't hurt a little bit, so.
A little bit, okay.
Yeah.
Dave from Eastlake, who I will disclose played in the NFL, wants to know, do you ever get fired up by that if you get hit or take a hard hit or something like that?
Do I get fired up? Not unless somebody would be throwing at me.
Okay.
But no, I mean, yeah, usually when you get hit in the neck, you're just really looking for some air. You're not really fired up too much about anything, so.
Along those lines, Dave from Eastlake has been very interested in the equipment changes at catcher since you've been playing. What's different? Is it the same gear, the same masks, same chest protector, same protection?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I think for the first part of my career, I used a different company. But no, it's typically all pretty much the same. Okay. I mean, different companies use different stuff and material, but for the most part, it's all kind of similar. I guess it's kind of like football, it's same but different in a way.
No major innovations over the last 10, 15 years?
Oh, you're just talking about in general?
Yeah.
No, it's definitely got, I think you're seeing a lot more, the shin guards are a lot higher up on guys, especially with more guys going one knee down and the amount of foul tips. So you'll see the shin guards kind of come up closer to the upper thigh area just because trying to get a little more protection there. But for the most part, there's not a lot you can do. I mean, it's pretty much the same. It's probably, the padding's definitely better. I mean, feeling some of the old padding, it's very thin and very, but the padding now is pretty strong. And they've created masks too. There's a company that's come out with a mask that's supposed to be beneficial for guys who are prone to concussions, and it's supposed to reduce the ball speed. It has like certain springs in it, the recoil. So yeah, this definitely come a long way. I'm sure it's the same. Like I said, in the NFL, you see all the new helmets and the designs and the safety precautions, but nothing's ever guaranteed. That's just how it's the nature of the sport. So.
Somewhat along the same lines, but more on the cosmetic side, Borakua 58 said they love the Clemente chest protector yesterday. You've had a number of different special day or uniform protectors. What happens to them afterwards?
Oh boy. Some of them I end up giving away, like for like the Toys for Kids, like Rick's charity, and so I'll usually try to give a few away to charities. And what's up, Vic?
Hey, Victor. Frank.
How we doing?
Chilling.
And so I'll do that. I give some to my brother, so he takes a few that match his team's colors, and he's the same size as me now, pretty much. So he'll usually raid my locker a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, like I said, like a lot of them, I end up trying to do something good with them. So there's a lot. I have probably too much catcher's gear right now. That's for sure.
Do you like the gear? Do you like all the different things and kind of surprises and whatnot when they show up in your locker?
Yeah, I think it's great. Like last night, Roberto Clemente, very cool honor. Rawlings does a great job. They're who outfit me with catcher's gear, and they've done a really good job this year, from all-star gear to special event days, Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, things like that. And it's just, they do a really good job. It's kind of cool, it's especially in baseball, there's so many things that go on, and you can just have something small like that to kind of celebrate a certain day or person, and it's very, very cool way, and it's kind of cool with catchers because you get to be kind of front and center in front of everybody with it. So
they've been doing a great job with it, and it's really, I think, newer, the number that you have and how intricate they are.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Great expression. Deanna Lane, 2009. Do you hit off the trajectory in the off season, and if so, how often?
No, I don't. I do my drills and I work on the things I need to work on, and when it gets closer to season, if I need it, then I'll get off of it, and start hitting machine around spring training time. So yeah.
Sojo Mojoin, would you consider insuring your famous dumper?
Insuring it?
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I know models have insured their legs and things like that before.
Really?
I mean, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think Lloyd's of London is the way you would have to go with that, if that is still around, but...
No.
No? Okay.
I'm probably good on that.
George Imspan, favorite pregame jam?
Oh, that's a good question. I like these questions. You know, I think in baseball, with playing 162 games a year, you can't just have one song every single time.
Sure.
So I'd say like, there's a good rotation of things that I like to listen to. I love country music, so I've been on a big Alan Jackson kick, living on love, chasing that neon rainbow. I've been 2 songs that have been on repeat, and Zach Top, which I actually got to meet him this year. He just came out with a new album, so I'm jacked up about that one. I've been listening to it, and yeah, I usually like listening to country, but I'll mix it up from time to time if I need to listen to some other genre or whatever.
Have you let anybody pick your music this year? Your walk-up music, which is
No,
totally
I just had
different?
one song all year.
Okay.
Yeah, so I haven't changed it.
Don't change a thing.
Usually I change it a couple times a year, try to keep it fresh and new, but this year it's just been one.
How aware are you guys of all the superstitious things people are doing right now because of you guys?
What are they doing?
Well, you guys obviously have the mustaches. You've heard of
Right.
the Etsy Witch.
Yeah, I've seen the Etsy Witch.
Seen the witch. Rick Riz's Cheetos.
Well, I've been seeing him post about them, but I didn't know what they were.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's good luck.
Good luck Cheetos before every game. There's a
What
bag
kind
in
of
the...
Cheetos?
It doesn't matter. It just has to be a Cheeto. Somebody tried to pass off some Doritos as Cheetos last night, and no. Luckily by game time we had the Cheetos.
Yeah,
So-
hey, baseball is... People believe in that stuff. We don't mess around, so...
No.
It's a very superstitious sport. You keep doing something until it doesn't work.
Ozzy tells all, build your ultimate taco and ultimate sandwich.
Jeez. Like a cold cut sandwich?
Whatever you want. Like if you get whatever sandwich you want or you're making your own sandwich, if you're in the mood for a big sandwich, what's it going to be?
Like if I'm making it at home?
Sure. What's your best sandwich?
So I like, let's just go like I'll do a homemade sandwich. That way I'm not mentioning any other places.
Okay.
So I would get a sourdough.
Yeah.
Sourdough, I'd lightly toast it to where it's still soft but not crunchy. And then I would do the lightest thin amount of mayonnaise on one side of the bread. I would go crisp lettuce. I would go blackened turkey.
Wow,
Like a little spicy. So
Okay.
it's got a little seasoning, Cajun kind of seasoning.
Okay.
Boar's Head makes a really good one. And then I'd add some roast beef on there.
Oh, okay.
And I would do small tomatoes, not a lot, just a small amount of tomatoes, not really thick, thin cut.
Okay.
And salt and pepper. And I think that would be my ideal sandwich.
It's very specific. I'm impressed there. You don't like cheese on it or anything?
Oh, yeah, I would do cheese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would
okay.
do pepper jack cheese.
Pepper
Pepper jack cheese.
And the sourdough
yeah,
bread.
I forgot about cheese.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
sourdough, cheese, pepper jack.
Salt and pepper.
Turkey, roast beef.
Blackened turkey.
Yeah, I mean, if it's like a full dinner meal, maybe I'll like make some bacon on there. Make it kind of like a club.
Okay. Avocado?
Yeah, you do avocado on there.
Okay.
I mean, that's more like a dinner sandwich. If like versus like a lunch sandwich,
Okay.
you're probably not going to make all that stuff because it takes too much time.
When things settled down for you last night, how many messages on that phone for you?
Good amount. So I don't know the exact number, but very grateful that I have a lot of people who send me nice messages. So.
And you wake up in the morning, do you think of Griffey? Do you think of Mantle? What do you do this morning?
I just look for some coffee, honestly. So usually I go to Starbucks. That's the Seattle coming out of me. I'm like obsessed with Starbucks now. It's a problem.
The coffee is a problem.
I know. It's like, you know, you go to all these different places and like, no, I'm just good with Starbucks.
Well, talk to your other catcher, Mitch Garver. He's a big coffee. He knows all the spots.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the consistency, you know, and you know what you're getting every single time from Starbucks, and you've become accustomed to that order, and after a while you're just like, I'd rather not branch out and try something new. I'd rather just
This is
stick
the
with...
guy who's got the most specific sandwich order I've ever heard in my life.
That was a good sandwich.
That was a good sandwich. Cal, thank you.
Thank you.
Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show is presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians. How do you not love Cal even more? After the love and thought and care he put into that sandwich, it sounds amazing too.
I was
very
sitting there
hungry
going,
now.
Where's the mustard though?
It's true. I would switch one little quibble. Yeah, I'd switch the mayonnaise for the mustard. Everything else sounded perfect.
Yeah.
The bread, the blackened turkey, the pepper jack cheese,
the sourdough.
The
definitely.
qualifier that if it's a dinner sandwich, you put bacon on it. Which, hey, it makes sense.
That makes it dinner.
I've had a dinner or lunch sandwich. I get it. So, Cal, great stuff there.
You know
from
what else?
Shannon.
Lightly toasted.
Yes, that's
because
key.
if you toast it like it gets to be like almost it hardens the sourdough.
Yeah.
You got to do it lightly.
I mean, maybe Dave from Eastlake should ask that question. But hey, there's some Dave from Eastlake guy.
Dave
had some
from
good
Eastlake
questions.
is not
He
welcome
also played
anymore.
football in the NFL. Who knew? Oh, there you go.
There's another guy.
There's
named
another
Dave.
guy, I guess. There it is. Another good edition of the Cal Raleigh Show. Coming up, we're going to get into the keys to the Seahawks-Saints matchup. Kind of talked about the defense for the Seahawks. What about the offense going up against the Saints defense? We'll get into that on your home for the first-place Mariners, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Move aside, Junior. Make way for Cal.
He has done it! He has tied Ken Griffey Jr. for the most in Seattle Mariners history. Number 56 for Cal Raleigh.
Congratulations, Cal Raleigh. Now, it's the count to 60.
The legendary march through history.
This is where you hear every second of Cal's historic season, Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman here, and since I stopped playing football, we've been really fortunate, my family and I, to live in the same house for over 20 years. That type of longevity obviously is a good thing, except over 20 years in the same house means a lot of things start to break, and most recently, it's our windows. Virtually every seal has broken, and that's why I reached out to Harley Exteriors. They're local, huge fans of our teams and big listeners to the station. And better yet, they have the best product. Olympic Series windows offered exclusively through Harley Exteriors are manufactured right here in Washington, designed for Pacific Northwest homes and climates. And that means cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. And because we celebrate the start of football season around here, I talked with the guys at Harley Exteriors, and they're offering no interest and no payments for an entire year. Also, you buy one window and you get the second one 40% off. And you can also take another $200 off your entire project. So don't miss out on that. So to get a hold of them, call 833-HARLEY. That's 833-HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Since time immemorial, the Puyallup tribe of Indians have lived on what is now called Puget Sound. The Puyallup tribe is a sovereign nation of more than 6,000 members and one of the largest employers in Pierce County. Today, the Puyallup tribe continues to serve its members and community with generosity and is committed to building a sustainable way of life for future generations. Learn more at puyalluptribe-nsn.gov. That's puyalluptribe-nsn.gov.
Luxury has arrived at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. The hotel is open and you can book now at snocasino.com. The destination spa, the expanded non-smoking gaming floor, the big 2,000-seat entertainment space and convention center, and yeah, the new restaurants, food venues as well. Effortless style and the utmost in relaxation. Go to snocasino.com to book. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com. This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Hi, Seahawks fans. Steve Rabel here for Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. Lung cancer is one of the deadliest cancers in the U.S., but early detection can make all the difference. If you're over 55 and have a history of smoking or a family history of lung cancer, you may qualify for a life-saving screening. So join us at Seahawks Crucial Catch Game on October 20th. Virginia Mason Franciscan Health will be offering lung cancer screenings before the game. Spots are limited, so check out vmfh.org/Seahawks to see if you qualify today.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Seahawks Saints coming up on Sunday. The day before that, tonight, in fact, Hawks Live is back. You can join Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer tonight starting at 7 p.m. at Bellevue Square Center Court for a live broadcast and a preview of this week's game against the Saints, plus a visit from Seahawks fullback Robbie Oots. That's tonight at 7, Bellevue Square Center Court. Learn more at seattlesports.com/events. I bet Paul Moyer and or Michael Bumpus are listening to us right now, so hopefully they appreciated that shout-out.
Yeah.
You know, probably driving over there, getting ready, getting hyped, listening to us. Why wouldn't you listen to us on the way over to a big event?
I can think of a few reasons, but no. I talked to Bump today, and he said I think they also have Shaq Griffin. Shaquille is going to call in.
Good update there.
Call in, but I think Oots is live, and you did good job with the interview with him the other day. You got him going, and I love that kid. He's very old school. He's a good talker. We had him on, I think, right after he got drafted.
Yes,
and just very interesting that. Maybe the pendulum is going to swing back towards having a fullback. And then, if that creates mismatches for other teams, if they have smaller inside linebackers. And I was thinking maybe that was the case with the Steelers because we did the Football 101 thing, which Trevor Bond called it, You Got Ootsed.
Yeah.
And
it's on our YouTube page with that title.
Yeah. And he knocked out both linebackers. And I was saying, well, the guys might be undersized a little bit. They're both like 240, 235, 240, 245. I mean, these were big guys that he knocked out. And I don't know. I mean, look, maybe the other guy tripped over the other, but I like to tell it that he did. He blew up. I think it was Peyton Wilson, and then he tripped Patrick Queen. So pretty awesome there. But you look at the other side of the ball. We were going to talk about, Mike, and just their offense, New Orleans. That is the Spencer Rattler kids. He's not bad. I mean, he looks pretty good. Last year, I was looking at his. He did get in some games last year, so he started 6 games. His record was 0-6. So not a good start for him. 57% completion, 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. But this year he's got 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's throwing 65% completion percentage. So, I mean, he can run that offense. But it's funny. I look at New Orleans. Do they do anything different? I think, and I was thinking about this, like a lot of the plays and most of the plays in the NFL, you'll have seen somewhere else, right? But, I feel like the Seahawks might have the best opportunity of like presenting different formations and different kinds of plays that other teams haven't seen. And like I said, it's there's some shotgun, there's some under center. They do, put guys in motion. I mean, it's kind of what you see almost every week in the NFL. But that's why I was saying earlier, I think it's more about the Jimmies and Joes, and Alvin Kamara, just a fantastic player. So, I mean, you got those 2 guys, and then they also have a couple of really good receivers. They got Brandon Cooks, Rashid Shaheed, and then Chris Olave. So, I mean, look, they're just like every other team. They can burn you, but they're 0-2. So, they lost to the Cardinals and then the Niners, and I think both were within, it was a 1-score game. So this is one of those teams that can beat you if you don't take care of business. I think in a game like this, I always put it this way. It's more about the Seahawks than it is about the team that's coming in here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know the Saints, and it's any NFL team. They have good players. You're not going to roll right past anyone. Right. But it does feel like if the Seahawks cut down on the self-inflicted mistakes, that they could win this game. But when you look at that, perhaps other side of the ball, because we're talking about Sam Darnold, and he had a good game last week, but he also threw 2 interceptions. When you look at the Saints defense, is there anyone or anything that kind of jumps out? And they have 8 sacks, second most in the NFL. I don't know if that's just more of a byproduct of who they've played or if it is something with their defense that you have to watch out for. But it feels like the offense for the Seahawks made significant strides from week 1 to week 2, and that they should be fine going up against this defense.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the offensive line play was much better. And, it's not like Ray Zabel had anything that was like super dynamic that he did. We talked about his one-on-one against Leonard Williams and just what he showed in that moment, the preseason game. He was, I don't want to say he got through it, because that's what Pete used to say when somebody was just okay. I thought he was good. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like spectacular or anything. So, and what I mean by spectacular is pancaking a guy or, recovery. That's another thing that you really look for. Like Abe Lucas, I feel like is one of the better. Didn't work out for him against the 49ers, but I feel like he can recover from a bull rush or a speed rush better than anybody else. So, I mean, you see, I saw a little bit more of that kind of stuff coming out of the offensive line. So I think they're just going to get better and better. And then, we'll see if they can finally get to all of their playbook. And I thought they did a pretty good job of that the other day, against Pittsburgh, that they got to the play action. And I think the one play that was the most telling was the one where Elijah Arroyo was wide open. Like there was nobody within 20 yards of him. And, that's kind of what that offense will do to you. They just, you get them going, flowing sideline to sideline, and then all of a sudden, the quarterback pulls it and you've got, play action pass. And they got to that a little bit. So they got shut down on one of them, though, and that was one of the interceptions where they just brought everybody off the back end. That was one of those plays by the Steelers where I feel like you dial up a blitz and it hits, because there's a lot of times you dial up something, we're going to send heavy pressure, and then, you get burned on it. Right. So, and I thought mostly they were able to take advantage of that. But that was the other interception. There was 2 interceptions by Sam Darnold. The one was really bad. I mean, he just entirely underestimated the defensive back in that situation. He didn't throw it far enough outside. But the other one got tipped up in the air because he had heavy pressure, and, those kinds of things are going to happen. But I liked what we saw from the offense, and I think we're going to continue to see that team get better and better and better. It's just interesting when you get in the NFL. I think by like week 3 or 4, you kind of got a handle on what an offense is going to be about. And we're still, going into week 3. And, that would be the same with, New Orleans. I mean, they've got a new coaching staff there. So whenever you have new coaching staffs coming in, it's like you're kind of halfway in between looking at what they did the last 2 weeks or looking at what the offensive coordinator has run wherever he was.
I just want to know how many barn pushes we're going to see.
How about that? Do we
maybe our first for a touchdown?
What about Barnyard? I thought Barnyard was talking a bump today.
Barnyard is not really a thing for that formation.
Yeah, but you're getting a yard. Usually it's a yard.
Yeah.
So
but you need to describe the actual forward motion.
Yeah, it doesn't
I like
describe
it. Yeah, I like that, but
we talked about the grunge plunge.
I do like that one actually. I think you should just go with that. It's regional, it's catchy, it works. It's unique to the city. So
don't like the tush push thing.
We will go with grunge plunge. I don't know if it'll catch on anywhere else, but hey, coined right here on this show today, officially certified grunge plunge for the Seahawks. So we'll see if we see the first one for a touchdown this year.
I think we better wait till Bob gets back.
Oh, okay, that's true. All right. Well,
I don't think we're allowed to do anything without Bob's consent.
Okay, we'll wait till Bob gets back. But until then, unofficially, it's here that you heard it first. So there you go, grunge plunge. The texter submitted that in years ago, though, or like a year ago. So we've talked about it before. We'll see if it pops up again this week. Coming up, though, we have to set the scene for what will be one of the biggest regular season series in a long time for the Mariners. Starts tomorrow in Houston. 2 teams tied for first place. We will break it all down. Coming up next on your home for the Mariners playoff push, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passett with Brock and Salk.
This is what we've been waiting for, right? This team getting hot at the right time.
And the way the Mariners are playing right now, who am I to suggest they can't do anything, right? Like, they're just on the kind of heater right now. I'm really glad for Mariners fans. They're trending toward what could be a very memorable October.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
It is that time of year. I cannot wait for the weather to get warm like it is now on consecutive days. That means I can break the motorcycle out, ride to work, ride all over the place, and I love it more than just about anything. But I also know that it's not a matter of if, but when you get in an accident, what are you going to do? Well, I'll tell you, when you're injured in a motorcycle crash, don't settle for firms that say they're motorcycle lawyers. Trust the ones who live it. Law Tigers has been a part of the writing community for nearly 25 years nationwide. They're here 24/7, 365 days a year because writers deserve real support when they need it. Law Tigers is the resource writers can turn to when they are in need. Law Tigers is out at all the events and supporting all clubs and shops. The Law Tigers are always by your side. Your case evaluation is always free. There are no fees until your case settles. The Law Tigers, you never ride alone. Law Tigers, Washington's motorcycle lawyers. Jimmy Cook, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's almost over, but the heat is pressing on. If you've got battery trouble, stop by AutoZone for free battery testing. It may just need a charge, and we'll do that for free too. If you do need a battery, we've got options starting at just $89.99, and we'll recycle your old battery for free. Now that's a strong start. Don't miss the end of summer sale, now at AutoZone until September 22nd.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Maura Dooley here. It's time to recognize a woman in our sports community with the 2025 Women of Inspiration Award. The nominations are in, and the Seattle chapter of WISE, which stands for Women in Sports and Events, needs your help selecting a winner. Voting is open now until September 26th at woiseattle.org. The winner will receive a generous cash donation from WISE and their partners for the cause of their choice. Help honor a local woman today. Vote by September 26th at woiseattle.org.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
Luxury has arrived at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. The hotel is open and you can book now at snocasino.com. The destination spa, the expanded non-smoking gaming floor, the big 2,000-seat entertainment space and convention center, and yeah, the new restaurants, food venues as well. Effortless style and the utmost in relaxation. Go to snocasino.com to book. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at PCF Construction. It was a couple years ago. We were seeking a complete outdoor living space. Molly wanted a new deck. She wanted to really make our outdoor space pop. And boy, am I glad we called PCF. Why? Because whether it's a very specific project or outdoor living, like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you completely covered. You know, Molly's an interior designer. She knows construction. She knows attention to detail. And PCF, they checked every single box along the way. And right now is the time to make the call. Up to $6,000 off your project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. And you can save an extra $1,500 when you bundle your deck with a patio cover. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or simply call today at 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, PCFgroup.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Hey, make sure to tune in tomorrow night. Watch high school football live for the Seattle Sports Game of the Week, presented by STSPN. The Seattle Prep Panthers host second-ranked O'Day live from West Seattle Stadium. Watch the game live Friday at 7 o'clock exclusively on the Seattle Sports app, seattlesports.com, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page. For full 2025 matchups, visit seattlesports.com/high school.
John Curley's son does play-by-play.
As
for
he
high
just
school football.
Popped in and told you.
Yeah.
In
I
Lake
haven't got a
Chelan.
chance to listen to him yet. His name's Rye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's pretty,
tune into
pretty cool.
this, tune into that.
Yeah.
Listen to some high school football while you also
How exciting.
listen to the Mariners. So maybe listen to the Mariners first because their game starts a little bit earlier tomorrow. But Dave, we have gotten to this matchup.
I'm actually
this
nervous.
Series that, oh yeah, I mean it's
nervous as a fan.
Tight pit in your stomach. It's a good stress. It's the stress that comes with a lot on the line.
Yeah.
And it's kind of what seems like counterintuitive, but the bigger games you get and the more that's at stake, you know, like a playoff game or a Super Bowl, anything like that, going into that, a World Series game that will happen soon. It'll happen at some point for the Mariners, maybe this year after they get through this series. But the further you get with more meaning, it's almost worse. And that seems counterintuitive, but it is the worst experience of your life. But it's a necessary and good one because you sit there and every moment is just agony. But it's the kind of agony that comes with so much on the line, and it's very tough to explain to someone who hasn't been through it. But it's the agony that's going to happen starting tomorrow, where every pitch, every moment, you're going to just be stressed out, pacing around, not wanting anything to go wrong for any single thing that happens. Any base hit for the Astros is just going to be world-ending. Anytime the Mariners get on base, it's going to be a momentous tide of happiness.
Right.
And it's what happens when you get down to a situation like this where everything's at stake. And you couldn't have asked for a better situation going into tomorrow. It perfectly aligns. These two teams are tied in the standings. the exact same record, and it's the season tiebreaker that'll be decided as well. So whoever wins this series, whoever wins this series wins the season tiebreaker. You're essentially going 2 games up if you win the series. If you sweep, it's over. I mean, if a team sweeps this weekend, you have claimed the division. You'll be 4 games up with 6 to play. So that's what awaits the Mariners.
You know what, the way you described that, what it reminded me of like as a fan, that you're going to have to be tortured.
Yeah.
It's going to be torturous. I would compare it to like before football games. I would get so unbelievably nervous that I would throw up. But I felt like it was something I had to go through, because if I didn't do that, when I got in the NFL, I was like, okay, I need to grow up now. I can't be doing this all the time. And so I got to be, more of a professional. But you still get all, turned inside out, like your guts. It's just like, it's a gut punch, basically. Yeah. But it's great, and it's what makes it great at the end of the game, if you're victorious, obviously. And so, yeah, I mean, that'll be the best feeling if they're able to take this series, like you said. And then, dare to dream, a sweep, like you said, I mean, it would basically be over. So, yeah, I mean, that would, it certainly eliminates any tiebreaker type of situation there. So, yeah, I mean, so they would go, if they sweep, they'd be 8-5 against the Astros. I mean, that alone, I think, would excite people.
Well, you'd be 3 games up. Which then really you'd be 4 games up.
I just said the record with Houston, 8-5.
So, I think at that point it's more of, hey, you convincingly won the season series to give you the tiebreaker. And what could also play out is, sure, that's a win over the Astros. You might, at this point, not have to play them in the first round, because you could get a 2 seed, because now the Tigers are slumping. But what also looms as a huge potential need and a must-have for the Mariners or the Astros is that the winner of this, you might host this very same team in the first round of the playoffs. And we know that this Mariners team at home is so good. They've shown that over the past month and a half. So would you rather play the Astros in Houston like you have to this weekend, or get to play them here for all 3 games in a wild card series in Seattle?
Yeah.
That's everything that awaits. Yep. So it's incredible. And you couldn't have asked for a better pitching matchup for the Mariners. It doesn't always work out that way, especially over the course of, a bunch of games in a row and the way the rotation kind of lines up. But it so perfectly plays out for both the Astros and Mariners that their best pitchers are going tomorrow to set the tone. Brian Wu and Hunter Brown.
Well, and to me, I look at the Framber Valdez and George Kirby matchup. To me, that's going to be the one, because I think he has replaced Altuve as the new most hated Astro. I feel like, again, we'll have to check with Bob. Okay, we can't go anywhere with the Houston Astro hatred without Bob. But to me, I'm just kind of fascinated by how bad that was. That when he sold out his catcher and hit him in the chest and was frustrated and turned his back on him and all that. I mean,
Valdez
that's a great,
much more hateable, I think, as a person.
Yeah.
Definitely. Altuve, it's because he was part of that, and he's kind of still central to the scandal and kind of the key and the only remaining face of that scandal still on the Astros. But I think personality-wise and what he does on the field, Valdez, for that incident that he had with Julio at the end of the 2023 season, and because he'll plunk people and, the catcher thing, I dislike Valdez much more.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I mean, I've always kind of admired Jose Altuve, just because, the smaller players always fascinate me, because you get a guy like Yordan Alvarez and you feel, I know it's still hard, but you feel like, it's easy for him to hit one out. But whereas Altuve, he's got to be 5'6". And then you see him standing next to Aaron Judge out there. I remember there was a picture. Judge is actually standing on second base. So he's like another 3 inches taller than, What is Altuve? 5'6", and he's got to be 6'3", 6'4", So I mean, I always appreciate those guys. So that's where sort of my soft spot is for Jose Altuve, but no soft spot for Valdez.
That's a good conversation that you and Bob can have. We'll throw it out there tomorrow to the listeners. Who's more hateable? So chime in tomorrow. We're going to have 2 hours leading you up before first pitch of that game. It gets started 4 o'clock pregame, 5:10 first pitch. Cannot wait for that. But coming up next, a number 2 seed's on the line. A division race is at stake. There is so much to talk about with John Morosi. He joins us next, and you're home for the first place Mariners, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Get inside the huddle.
The handoff inside to Charbonnet. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Taking you inside the VMAC every week. Thursdays, noon to 2.
Our guys show up to play.
Player interviews.
It's obviously been paying off. Just going to continue to do that.
Previewing this week's matchup.
Let's say they come out and just run the ball down the Niners' throats.
And everything Seahawks.
If anybody had a doubt, don't.
The Huddle. Every Thursday at noon. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Whether you're building a high-rise or hosting a family reunion, you need things to run smooth and clean. That's where Honey Bucket comes in. They deliver top-tier portable restrooms, hand-washing stations, storage containers, fencing, and much more for construction sites and special events of all sizes. Just ask Cal Raleigh, Big Dumper himself. He knows a clean setup when he sees one. Honey Bucket. Local, trusted by pros, preferred by party planners. Call today or visit honeybucket.com.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel Inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Hey, it's Reese Davis. Let's be honest, you can't keep an eye on everything unless you've got Blink Outdoor 4 cameras. While you're focused on the game, Blink's keeping an eye on your home.
With up to 2-year battery life and with Sync Module XR, you can cover more space without constant maintenance. No wires, no worries. Blink helps keep an eye on what matters most. Get Blink today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Step into Seahawks game day at the Pro Shop, where the roar of the 12s begins. And official Seahawks gear is always within reach.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
This is the Pro Shop. Visit the official store of the Seattle Seahawks, located at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton.
One of the greatest bands in rock history, The Who, present The Song Is Over, the North American Farewell Tour. See Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey, The Who, live in Seattle, performing at Climate Pledge Arena September 25th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. The Who, for the very last time. For more, visit thewho.com.
Hi, Seahawks fans. Steve Rabel here for Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. Lung cancer is one of the deadliest cancers in the U.S., but early detection can make all the difference. If you're over 55 and have a history of smoking or a family history of lung cancer, you may qualify for a life-saving screening. So join us at Seahawks Crucial Catch Game on October 20th. Virginia Mason Franciscan Health will be offering lung cancer screenings before the game. Spots are limited, so check out vmfh.org/Seahawks to see if you qualify today.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Big Trees has certified arborists and site experts who help you select the right trees for the right location on your property. When Big Trees installs a tree, we offer a 1-year warranty and 1 free aftercare visit from a board-certified master arborist. To learn more about our process, visit BigTreeSupply.com.
Need
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
I've never heard a person walk out of the stadium and say, wow, I wish that game would have included more weighting.
He is an endless source of baseball and hockey knowledge.
José de Ríos, el lanzador de Puerto Rico, el Clásico Mundial de Béisbol.
Sean Morosi, every week with Wyman Bob.
You're being serious with me right now?
We are so serious that we could not have picked a better day and a better time to have this man on. Dave, the Mariners just completed a series win over the Royals. They're tied with the Astros for the division lead. John, they're playing Houston tomorrow. Could you have scripted this any better with what these two teams are now going to encounter against each other?
This, my friends, is pennant race baseball, and very thrilled to be with you tonight. The Mariners, the way they're playing. By the way, I watched the end. How about bringing all these storylines together? I watched the end of the Mariners-Royals game today from within the Guardians clubhouse in Detroit. It was on one of the clubhouse TVs as the Guardians defeated, as you mentioned in the update, Mike, they defeat the Tigers, sweep the series, and now the Mariners pulling ever closer to potentially getting a first-round bye. Wow. So everything is in front of the Mariners right now. They've got a chance to, if they win this series this weekend against Houston, enter the final week of the regular season with a ton of momentum. But it does have that feel. I know it's still September and not October, but the intensity and the passion that are going into every one of the Mariner games, it does feel like October right now.
What are you more excited about as far as momentum that you mentioned, JP, coming in? Is it the rotation or just how they have been able to piece together this offense? And, well, it's not like piece together, but it just feels like, different guys are stepping up at different moments. But I don't know, man. I mean, especially Luis Castillo coming back around. The last 3 outings for him have been phenomenal. It just seems like, great